IVM.
I'm Zarina Poonawala, host of the Empowering Series podcast on the IVM network. I am your peak performance coach and leadership coach, and I'm here to share with you productivity tools, life-altering techniques, and real-life hacks to help you achieve your maximum potential in everything you do, in your relationships, professions, and most importantly, your life. So let's thrive, grow, and evolve together, one episode at a time. A lot of times, clients will tell me, Zarina, all that's happening to me in my life is my fault, It's because I'm such a good person and I can't help it. I'm a helpful person and people take advantage of me. Or it's my fault, I shouldn't be good. I should be bad to people. I just suffer because I'm such a nice person. Do you ever make statements like these, or have you heard them before? Because I have heard them too many times. What is this deal with stating that I'm a good person? And how do you know you are a good person? What makes you a good person? Is it just saying so, or is it your thoughts, your behavior, your words, probably your actions? I don't get it. And if you're a good person, do you have to say it? Or should it just be said by other people? I mean, don't you think people around you should be the ones to say that this is a good person, or you are a good person? Or is it you who should be validating yourself about this? And if you're doing it, on what basis are you really doing it? You need to get this. Being good and doing good aren't the same thing. You may be good and not necessarily show traits of empathy, compassion, generosity. On the other hand, you may do a lot of good, like charity work, running an NGO, donations, and whatnot. But that doesn't mean you treat people around you well. You could be high-handed with staff, employees, helpers, even family or friends. You could be doing a lot of good and still be rude, arrogant, and inconsiderate. Being good is your idea of who you are, how you should be. Sometimes being has more to do with a state of mind or what others think of you. In fact, being good can also be identified as your characteristics, your traits, your qualities, your general behavior, your personality. Whereas doing good has to do with the act itself, the action of doing something good, an act of kindness, a show of mercy or gratitude, or anything, absolutely anything big or small that can simply benefit somebody other than yourself. So if you're confused about the statement, I'm a good person, if you're confused about whether being a good person means just being a certain way, or does it also entail doing certain things? If you're confused about this, or you want to try and be a better person, try this little exercise at home. What I like to call it is the I am worthy exercise. So that's what you put on top of your journal. I am worthy. Make 2 columns, one titled being good and the other doing good. List down no more than 3 things that fit in each column. So like I said, being is about your personality, your qualities, your traits, your characteristics, and doing is about the actions. So you put down 3 things that fit in each column. Try to make these 3 little things very short and very crisp. So try to keep the sentence no more than 6 to 8 words each. Now look at this journal and look at these 2 columns together. Merge them. And through the week, make it a point to combine both these columns and practice it for as long as you can. Give yourself a week, maybe 2, but make it happen. Just make these 2 columns, look at these pointers. In total, you're going to have 6 points in front of you, and all you have to do is follow them. Just do exactly what you've written down in both these columns. But make it happen. and do it well. And notice how worthy you are in your own eyes, how worthy you feel. And not only for yourself, but also those you help or do some good to, how they feel about you. You be it all, you do it all. You have to believe and you have to achieve. Because I need you to remember this. Not everyone who is clean-hearted is big-hearted. And not everyone who is big-hearted is clean-hearted. There is a lack and a scarcity for such kind of people in the world. And I'm not being pessimistic. I'm just saying some are big-hearted, some are clean-hearted. But you have to try to be both. You can be both. And to be both, all you need to do is be good and do good. And don't tell people that you're a good person. In fact, let people tell you that you are a good person. Be safe, be well, be empowered. If you liked this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on our social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We'd like to thank our sponsors on the network this week, Cred, Ciet, TheWholeTruthFoods.com, and PayPal. We really do appreciate the support. On Cyrus Says, we discussed quite a bit about the local assembly elections this month. Vasanti Hariprakash was there to talk about the West Bengal elections, and then we also spoke to Pradeep Gupta, a psephologist and author. He's the chairman and MD of Access My India. Do definitely check that episode out. Great conversation. Tune into This Round Is On Me, where Gauri Devi Dayal caught up on the latest trends in the PR industry with Archana Jain from PR Pundit. On The Habit Coach, Ashton Doctor spoke to Anandita Chatterjee. She's the founder of Travel Chatter. She's been a marketer with some large firms and has traveled to 67 countries so far. It was a RuPaul Drag Race fan club on KBCD where Farhad and Sunetro discussed the show's best moments and talents. Amber Rana was joined by celebrity fitness trainer Shivoham on New Year Kanun to discuss fitness laws and regulations in India. They talk about the laws and infrastructure that exist to protect gyms, trainers, and also consumers in the fitness industry. And on the note with Maruk Inayat, we had clinical psychologist and friend of the network Sonali Gupta. She talks about ongoing mental health issues like survivor's guilt, coping with anxiety around the pandemic, and doom scrolling. And with that, we hope to see you again next week.
Do you know Tamil? Tamil Puriyuma? Do your children enjoy great stories that inculcate good values? Hi, I am Ravishankar Balachandran and I host the Storytime Tamil podcast. I am excited to share a short story with great moral values every day. Listen to Storytime Tamil on the IVM Podcast app, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts from.